This is the train to Penn Station. Stopping at Wyandotte.
45 minutes to the city and back. I can get there in flat. Fuck your feelings, man, I get to the back. Hit it faster than a down the street. Fighting Drago quick with the jab. Flow fire, nigga, enter the drag. Foot on the gas, hold up. How could I lose the vibe now? Hurt through the vine now. I'm that fucking guy now. I'm polished just like a diamond, Long Island. If you don't hear me, no capping, we on it really. Who brought it back to the city? Came back grinding, shining. Get your weight up. Chain gon' keep on swinging. Will and Jada. Got the gang champagne spilling. Took the waiter. Papa was a player. I could never feel a hater. Versace shirts with the gators. I'm feeling greater. Won't understand my story until you get all the data. Northside 16th Street. That's where I grew at. Used to have them hoes on the creek. That's where your boo at. Quiet, cause my mama asleep. I thought you knew that. Ain't from Texas, but she remember how I used to chop and screw that. Been on my $ E shit. Niggas tryna piece shit. We on some Ali shit. Back against the ropes. Don't want no smoke, you get eaten. Ever since Columbine, had to watch out for the geek shit. Cause you never know who gon' dump it. I'm watching my back pumping until they blowing the trumpet and the music stopping. All you hearing is the percussion. As long as I was part of the discussion, I'm a young legend, head honcho, Rafaragama on the scene, dripping my whole team, spitting like Rondo. Get these thotties to the condo, roll up a fronto when the pip hair hit like the kick snare in the bongos. Hold up. How could I lose the vibe now? Hurt through the vine now. I'm that fucking guy now. Try and test him, then you gon' find out. See, I'ma count my blessings till I sign out. I told my bass stop stressing, cause we gon' grind out. Then I dive inside that wet thing, then I slide out. Quick throwing subs up in my comments for the promo. You a troll, bro, I have you flying where the crows go. From the concrete jungle where they rumble and they local. Y'all can keep on lying, man, I'm trying to be the GOAT though. Never heard them raw, y'all niggas ain't heard it all. Niggas getting mad over hoes, they insecure. Know the protocol, panties drop once I'm at the door. She held that ass against me like the fucking court of law. I'm cracked like a quarter raw, thotties on my calling log. Always stay strapped, nigga, like some overalls. Bands over everything, family over all. Rather take a knee before I put my hand over my heart. I'm the guard with the garments, fresh up out the marsh pit. L-I-double-R shit, you don't wanna cross it. Had to take some time to free my mind, they thought I lost it. Ever since the day my daddy died, there ain't no talking. Niggas mad chalky, hate won't get you on, be great, nigga, I'm frosted. Flakes cover the crosses, embroidered drapes with a office. Come with the office, that's bullshit. Cigar lit, nail in the coffin, it's ready. How could I lose the vibe now? Hurt through the vine now. I'm that fucking guy now.
If you feeling like loving me, if you feeling like touching me, holding me, if you feeling like ain't nobody gonna touch you, they can't caress you like I do, ain't nobody gonna kiss you. You know just what this mouth do, ain't nobody gonna need it. You know what type of time I'm on, ain't nobody gonna freak you. Girl, make that move, you might as well just come back home, home, where you be, you know where you belong, baby. Stop playing, bring that ass home, baby. Home, where you belong. Stop playing, girl, and bring that ass back home. Where you belong. Stop playing, girl, bring that ass home, right here. Stop playing, bring that ass back home. Where you belong. Bring that ass back home, home to me. Home, bring that ass, yes, here, baby. Home, girl, bring that ass back home, yeah, home, where you.
Girl, I need you back home. You know you my backbone. Hit me on the trap phone. Know I keep the strap on. And the nigga out of line, swear you gon' get slapped home. Swear I meant to call you back, but lately in the rap zone. Met my girl on Beale Street, thought she was a real freak. Know you want that real D, never had a real G. Need a couple million names, stop until I'm filthy. Before I let them knock me off my pivot, gotta kill me. Gucci Prada, girl, you know we shopping by the real clothes. Supermodel got me working hard and these steel toes. Walking on the red carpet lately, we been dead rockin'. Pulling on the dreadlocks and beat the pussy dead coffee. Your ex ain't got no backbone, baby, that nigga doubt you. I'ma need you back home, baby, can't live without you. The mother nigga capping, I put you up in the outage. You hear me on the trap phone shopping, you know I got you.
Home, where you belong. Stop playing the bring that ass home, where you belong. Stop playing the bring that ass home, where you belong. Stop playing the bring that ass home. Stop playing and bring that ass back home, where you belong. Bring that ass back home to me. Home. You know where you belong, baby. Home. Stop, girl, bring that ass back home. And I'll be waiting home. Stop playing, girl, and bring that ass back home.
Okay, we are at 6.5 minute mark. Good afternoon, everybody. It's 3:47 Eastern time, so it's 12:47 Pacific. How is everybody doing this afternoon? I can safely say afternoon for all of y'all in US, and for others, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, whichever. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to do one more song so we can wait for some more people to come on here. Hey, Melissa.
Oh, hell, the king. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Feel like I'm up a point, I lead the hood and keep flying. What's the point of being good when the good die young? Ain't no point of being shook when you shook Goliath. The streets cold-blooded, I need iron and it's ironic. Won't stop till I'm iconic, till I run it shit like I'm Sonic. All that mumble rapping is dead, let's be honest. If you need a hook, here go a book, hooked on phonics. Cause I rap tight over your head like a bonnet. Smash mics, get some bread, then I flaunt it. If the math right, we way ahead. You niggas on me. Last night she said I'm the goat and roll like a pony, nigga. She my new addition, my tenderoni, nigga. If you don't smell what I'm cooking, you a jabroni, nigga. Yeah, that's how we on it, nigga. Don't keep on calling, I have a home by the morning, nigga. You know why? See, tonight I'm coming home.
Back to the city where I came from, nigga.
So I could claim the throne.
Make a name for yourself or remain nameless, nigga.
If you don't, you'll never know.
How you gonna have a chance if you never take one? How you gonna have a chance if you never take one?
How you gonna have a chance if you never take a chance? I meditate on it every now and then. If you stay on your job, you'll never be late again. Cause that 9 to 5 ain't really the place for him. Gotta go up, I gotta go up. Ain't no Peter Pans in the hood, you gotta grow up. I've been down bad trying to get my lottery up. Who put the town back on the map? Gotta be us, facts. Anyone opposed to it, go do it. Gotta eat, so the fuck up in the road and drove through it. It's been weeks, couldn't sleep. sleep. Everybody goes through it. Smell of victory is sweet if you just put your nose to it. Like some pussy on the sheets when you first exposed to it. Like a fucking quart of water when you push a hole through it with your teeth. Trying to get a taste of the cold fluid. In the middle of the summer, bodies drop like clothes do. Made me think, what the fuck I'm really coming home to? The shit is deep. See, tonight I'm coming home.
Back to the city where I came from, nigga.
So I could claim the throne.
Make a name for yourself or remain nameless, nigga.
If you don't, you'll never know.
How you gonna have a chance if you never take one? How you gonna have a chance if you never take one?
Know.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. I already said all that, but I'm going to say it again anyway. So let's get down to the reason. The reason we are gathered here today, family, ladies and gentlemen, is because Sounding Day is tomorrow. And as of, hold on, let me refresh. As of right now, it's still set for tomorrow, 9 a.m. Then you go down to the dockets. These are all subpoenas. Trial hearing scheduled for July the 3rd. Felony Sounding Day set for 6/21 at 9 a.m. So nothing has changed as of right now. Right now. Leave that up for the people that get here late. So, what does Polite have to say about any of this? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. He is sitting up here either putting up, hey, Risley. This nigga's house. Hey, Risley. Okay, let's see. Can I make it bigger? Bam. Oh, yes, the part we're concerned about is here. There we go. Is that better? Hey, Jaded. I figured. Okay, good. So, as you can see, as of right now, 3:53 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It is showing that Sounding Day is tomorrow, 6/21. And hold on, let me switch screens. So when you go up, all of these subpoenas have been acknowledged. Received, acknowledged. So they all know they're supposed to be there. Yes. Hey, Marcus. Tomorrow is Sounding Day. Tomorrow is Sounding Day and trial starts July the 3rd. So if you go to his Facebook, the last thing he did was on the 6th. I am kind of puzzled that he didn't. He in Miami though. Then he put up, look, first he put up a video saying he was FaceTiming with his kids, and then he put up videos with his kids, but he's had these up before. That child right there is bigger than that now. Then he got when he snuck into Kanye West's place to go get, because good and well she wouldn't have had that vape on that table if it was during the event, because Kanye West would have had a hissy fit. Hey, Cupcake, because it messed with the aesthetics of the event. You know how they are. You know how they are. But let's give Eugene a rest for a minute, because down for a minute. Okay. Yes, Robert. Less than 2 weeks. He got caught tomorrow though for sounding day. So Eugene, if you listening, go ahead and do us all a big old favor and just take whatever plea deal they offer you, because it's got to be better than what the sentencing's gonna be. You can't talk your way out of this one, live a little. DNA say you gotta stay at the court. Yeah, telling you right. So, yay! Hey, Cupcake.
Hi, I have my headphones on and I changed my cell phone provider. So before I was having a problem coming in clear, but can you hear me now?
Yes, you sound wonderful.
Ooh, all right, game on. So I don't, because you've been on Beagle a lot lately, so we all haven't been kind of gathering around here in our treehouse form because
Yes,
you got
yes.
other business. But what was interesting is that during that time, Danny Masterson of Scientology was found guilty of rape in
Yeah, I saw that.
California. Yeah, he
Mm-hmm.
was found guilty of the two of the three counts, and he's facing about probably 30 to 40 years. So over on the channel, Growing Up in Scientology, which is hosted by Aaron Levin, and this is going to get back to Polite in just a minute here. He's been interviewing a lot of people about like what is prison actually going to be like
Hold on,
for.
because Risley said, Masterson, Danny Masterson off the that '70s show, the one with the curly hair and the shades. That Danny Masterson.
Yes, yes, he was
Wait.
yeah, he was put on trial once, and Scientology most likely was able to taint the jury pool. So they had a hung jury, and they put him on trial a second time, and he's been found guilty. And there were three women that were referenced in that trial, but there really are 10 that they know of. And this includes drugging, which drugs were involved with the Polite situation. But
Mm-hmm.
what has happened is that on that channel, Growing Up in Scientology, Aaron Levin has been interviewing a lot of people about what it is going to be like for him in prison. And so I've been watching a lot of these interviews, because California, Texas, Florida are probably the most intense state level DOC systems in the
Hey,
United
Shabo.
States. And
Mm-hmm.
New York is another one, but Florida, without a doubt, is one of them. And interestingly enough, Florida is the most corporately paramilitarized state in the United States. So when we talk about like the corporate prison system and how all these corporations come in and corporatize the entire law enforcement system, no state is more intricately involved in that than the state of Florida. It's the
Mm-hmm.
highest level of that. But
Oh, didn't the governor just say he ready for president?
DeSantis, whatever, yeah,
Yes.
he's definitely running for sure. He announced
Lord, here we
it
go.
on Twitter. within
Yeah, I thought
line
I was.
months.
I knew it was either the truth or I was hallucinating one good time, and no, it was the truth. I was
And
hoping I was hallucinating one good time.
yeah, so what I want to bring up by stating all of that is just that, we all have these understandings of like how prisoners are treated in prison based upon certain charges. Like we can make reference to that or jokes about it or whatever, but the situation is really real. And when people have been saying that Polite is going to go back to being a Muslim, that's really his only option in there.
Or a reverend,
Or what?
or a reverend.
Yeah, because that like sex charges are the lowest on the rung. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
Like pedophile and sex charges are like the lowest level people. Like you could
yeah,
murder people.
and Florida is not a place you want to go when you do some shit like that.
No,
You know, Florida already they already off a little bit. The whole state entirely. Just if you took everybody together and ratio it off, they all a little off. Majority rules. So yeah, when you go to prison, it's the same thing, and
and
then
in
you got the extra layers of prison.
and then in California, you have I think they have two specialized prisons just for sex offenders, okay? And California has special needs yards in pretty much all their prison. And the special needs yards are where they put like people who have been in gangs and like they drop out and the prison has to protect them because they've exited or they have high level sex crimes. So they're just going to be fresh meat no matter where they go. So California has a ton of special needs yards, which is still very hard to operate as a sex offender on those yards. Florida doesn't have a bunch of stuff like that. So what I gather from what I know
And deep
about,
down,
yeah,
go
what I
ahead.
gathered about what they were saying out there, and adding to what I do know is that Polite isn't going to have a huge reason for them to say we need to put you in protective custody. He doesn't really have a situation that would involve a lot of
I
PC
mean,
sanctions.
basically, if you think about it, it's nowhere they can move him in the U.S. where they won't know who he is because he can scam in damn near every state. He do it on
Yeah.
the internet. So
So
they
he,
as the purpose in moving him, you know.
so he is going to be a general population prisoner in all likelihood, he's going to be GP forever. Um, and I don't know what they're going to put him in terms of safety classification. Like he's not going to be at a level 1. He's probably not going to be at a 2 because he's got a sex charge. So he's going to be 3 up to max somewhere. Do you know what his original charges were in New York?
um, Something to do with a minor between the ages of and of. I can't say exactly right now, but it's something along those lines between the ages like 12 and 17 or something like that.
So you're telling me that when he was on Vlad TV, and I fucking hate that dude, you're telling me that when he was on Vlad TV talking about how they used to call him cavity and shooting and all that kind of stuff, you're saying that the charges actually were
Look,
sex crime
and
charges?
you know I looked him up. Everybody know I looked him up. It ain't no
Yeah, I know
secret I
that.
looked his ass up. When I looked him up the first time, this wasn't on there. But when I looked him up the second time, it said, and this ain't on the Miami-Dade County website for anybody that come on this daggone video later. I'm tired of y'all. Y'all point out the obvious. I can tell y'all don't even watch the video. Y'all just skip through and comment on what you feel the need to say, which is usually corrected somewhere in the daggone live. Y'all need a life. A life.
And we don't care what they have to say.
Basically, because it's usually drivel.
Like over here, you're just a nuisance.
Basically.
You'll never really. Yeah,
Don't
and
nobody read that long ass shit.
Yeah, exactly. And Jaded, he would probably know, more about this even. But even within a prison, there isn't just like one Muslim, you know, uh, like
Sect.
group at all. Yeah,
Right.
there's different forms of it. So certain ones would not protect him, and other ones, based on what the principles are, might allow him in. But he's going to have to posture as something. You know what I mean? Like all of this vague spiritual
I'm telling you, he
malarkey.
gonna find God. I'm telling you. Who would have bet $5 on it?
Well, I
Eugene finna find Jesus.
well, Eugene can find whatever the hell he wants to find,
He's
but I
still
told
going to
you,
jail.
yeah, I told you before that, and I do mean this because this is one of my tasks that I see
Mm-hmm.
that I must do as an activist. I will be sitting down and writing an extensive overview about just what Eugene has done and farming it out around to the institution where he's at, because they're smart enough to know that when these guys have these religious conversions or this or that or whatever, that it's 9 times out of 10 total bullshit. But
Mm-hmm.
sometimes people also find out things and spread the word on prisoners. You know
Yep.
what I'm
And this
saying?
is something that was spread. This gonna go viral in prison, y'all. This gonna go prison viral. Matter of fact, it's the dude that's in prison that be on. Oops, shut up. Yeah, but I'm gonna hit somebody up and apparently they get the FaceTime on in prison now, y'all.
Oh, well, they get the FaceTime in prison if they have a
Man, because
contraband cell phone.
I
Yeah,
don't
if
even know
you,
if it's no. They can you can video chat with people and you have hours on the internet for good behavior and shit in some places.
but you have to do that usually through the JPay service because
That
I
is
can't
true.
remember. Yeah, I
Does
can't remember
JPay
what.
take PayPal or Cash
Okay,
App?
JPay allows you to send emails, pictures, money, and some prisoners can have video chats. But like even a friend of mine whose mother is in the North Carolina DOC system, which oh my god, it's like fucking archaic over there. On JPay, I could send her money, but
Mm-hmm.
to send her an email, I have to go over to this other service that they use that
Yeah,
runs
because they
like it
use
was,
a different service for
yeah,
everything.
and it runs like it was built in 1994 and shit.
Right.
I'm like, how can this fucking shit be so archaic? But that's how they get people's money, But JPay is pretty much nationwide. That's where, so like Internet and all these other people who still want to try and communicate with him.
Like I don't know where this person was in jail at, but and I ain't gonna say what platform they was on, but yeah, they was in jail because one day I was skimming through and I saw the video and he was like, they riding y'all, and it was like wet toilet paper everywhere and jail cells, and I was like, oh, why is this on here? And yeah, so yeah, it probably isn't illegal. I was giving them the benefit of the doubt, girl.
Yeah, and if prisoners are able to get cell phones, there isn't any state where that isn't complete contraband. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So if
Okay.
they're using it, if they're in any way caught using a phone, swapping a phone, anything like that, that's the kind of shit that gets you put in a hole for a long time because it's a threat to the prison security. I mean, obviously
Hmm.
people have them and shit, but no one's allowed to just
I
fucking
mean,
use them.
it would be real simple to put like a cell blocker in the prison so that it wouldn't send nor receive and just use landlines. But no, they gotta have Wi-Fi.
Yeah, yeah, so I mean, but Eugene is, I mean, I just hope everything goes right with this trial and everything because, I mean, it's horrible that it takes this to get these people taken down, but
And you
at
know they
least,
passed that new law in Florida too. He don't
about
quite meet the criteria. Yeah, about the death
the death
penalty for.
penalty.
hmm He don't quite meet the criteria for that, but maybe he'll get life off that job. Who knows? Repeat offenses, because the wording of it is that you can't rehabilitate them, because that's the majority.
Yeah,
Um,
that is the majority sentiment. Yeah. And there are some interesting videos online too. I can't remember if it might have been in Washington or it was one of those states up in the top of the western corner of the United States. They actually created a prison that was like its own island that they sent prisoners out to who were sex crime victims. And I watched a couple of documentaries on that. But one of the reasons why it was interesting is because they were talking to the psychologists that work with these people, and they were saying exactly what you just said. Is
yeah, that's where I got that from. It's all kind of studies in the psychiatric community about that, because they would, if they had a way, they would stop them. They done tried, because the way they came up with that, they tried the sterilization thing, right?
yeah,
And instead of doing what they was doing, they ended up offing the children, just to get some kind of thrill out of it, if not physical, mental. So
yeah.
after a few times of that happening, they was like, hey, you can't.
And what was I asking? A lot of people will always say, like, how can they let sex criminals out of prison? Like, this is crazy. And there are, I think, 17 states in our country where they have passed some type of a law where if that person is not considered to be rehabilitated or a very low level risk, they have laws intact where they can continue to keep them in prison. And
Yeah.
if I'm not mistaken, that's like one
New
of the
York,
only,
because they had one of the because they had specific cases where they made that law to keep somebody in prison.
yeah.
That's the only reason those states have it on the books.
And the one thing that we can hope for um, is that when Polite is inside doing whatever numbers that they're going to give him, that he picks up additional charges that add to it. Because that's very easy for that to happen. You know
If
what I'm
you have
saying?
been
Like,
scammed by Polite, I advise you to call the Miami-Dade District Attorney, because he can't go nowhere now, y'all.
yeah, yeah, we'll see. I just have a particular, I mean, there's always like a particular type of disdain that I have for each one of these individuals that we speak of on a regular basis. And
Mm-hmm.
Polite is the one that is most closely connected to a still living cult leader.
Mm-hmm. Oh, they had a little free Dr. York thing rally. Was that in New York, Yemi? Was that in New York? Girl, then the female one, she was on IG. I knew she was up to something. She gonna post him talking about happy Father's Day, and I said, you know what, I can't. I know
Well,
you want to love your parent, but at the same time, that what he did should outweigh that, because you saw what was going on.
how many people were at that event?
What was it, about 20? Yimmy, you still in here?
Yeah, because Yemi has been covering a court case that is out of Jamaica right now.
Oh yeah, the foster parents for them two little boys in California got convicted,
Yeah.
if I'm not mistaken. And Lori Daybell got convicted as well, even though she tried to play crazy.
And they're part of the cult system too.
Mm-hmm. The
Chad
Mormon
Daybell.
system.
Yeah. where very interestingly, the part that they ran in, you can kind of become your own prophet.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what Chad Daybell actually did. You know, and I've always felt like that's kind of what Polite is trying to pimp himself self out
He is.
as a prophet.
Oh
With
yeah, and Eugene, I wouldn't sit too comfortable yet because apparently they was watching Nature Boy long before. Hey Jamel. She said no. The Yahweh. Oh, the Yahwehs had a protest to free Lord Jesus. Lord, they combining together to make another flicked Voltron from Wish, y'all. I can't with them.
I don't even know what
Okay,
that means.
you know everything from Wish be jacked up. Hey Shadow.
Timu is not so much better.
I figured they just changed the name. Them people, they're the same people that started Wish because they couldn't push the product no more.
Yeah, I've had like 3 orders from Timu, and
Okay,
I'm
so
like,
yeah, the
ah,
Yorks. She said the Yorks. Girl, can you come up for a second?
yeah,
You
hell,
know, I
hey,
don't mind your little one in the background.
no, we love the kids.
Yes, New York's are protesting.
Well,
Lord have mercy.
and it's funny because York is in Colorado ADX, which is the most fortified,
Mm-hmm.
secured prison, and it's his followers who got him sent there.
Yeah, because they tried to break him out and stuff.
Exactly,
The
and the government was like, "Oh shit, no, 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 we're gonna put you
Grizzly,
over here at the
where you
ADX."
why you think Chuck be over here and talking and stuff? Yes, they are very much so active. That's what they've been plotting and planning this whole time. I tried to tell y'all. I tried to tell y'all. But yeah, what was I saying about Eugene? I don't even remember no more. It'll come back to me. But yeah, the one she had a picture of like the kids, how the kids was sitting in the car, and I guess they tried to match the colors a little bit too. Where he was sitting in that car, and they was, I guess it was Father's Day or Founding Day or whatever they called that mess that they had for yours. And he was riding in the back of that car, but it was that where they had stopped the car and the door was open, like he was finna get out. So they had the kids in there like that, from what I remember. But it was kind of early when she sent that, and I was half asleep. I ain't even gonna lie. I've been busy, y'all. I'm supposed to be on Big O, but I'm taking a break.
What's it
I'm
like
doing
over on
some of the
Bigo?
stuff I gotta do. It's all right, you know. It ain't as you can cut the little animations off in the sound effects and stuff,
Hmm.
so it ain't that bad. You know, they have singing contest over there. I don't care. Hey, it's some people over there that's got some beautiful voices.
Oh,
So that's
I
what. And then
totally
it's some
expect that
people
there
like
would be.
And then there's some people like, why are you on here? You have to pick your sections to go in, Risley. It's just like YouTube. If you don't go over there, you don't be bothered.
Do you spend much time on TikTok?
Not a lot, but I'm probably gonna be starting to be on there more because bless up, Jamel. Social Tripsy, social media and consulting is now a real thing.
Oh, good,
So
good.
yeah, so I'm gonna be on
Well,
there, if not on mine, on somebody else's. Why, what's up?
I was asking because I was listening to a journalist who regularly writes about cults. For many years, she was not well enough known that she was able to go in and kind of join them and then report on them, but she can't do that anymore because now she's well enough known that she can't
Mm-hmm.
clandestinely be involved. But I was
Yeah.
listening to her talk, and she said that of all the social media platforms that are out there, she feels like TikTok is the one
Mm-hmm.
that is being used most to create cults or
Yes.
to advance them.
Yes. She would be right.
Yeah, and I don't spend much time over on TikTok. You know what I mean? Like, um, because I just feel like, how much involvement do I want to have with the Chinese Communist Party? Not much, you know.
Hey, I use it from my browser, so I don't ever download the app or nothing.
Yeah, but that's what one of the things that she was saying is that she feels like that's the platform where like they get the
Because
most
think about it,
traction.
if they really do, and they do, have their fingers in that app as much as people think they do, then they driving traffic to what they want people to watch.
Yeah. And I
Cause
don't think
look,
we
they
have.
got their own issues over there because they still trying to get rid of what you call it now, the Moonies.
Oh yeah, no doubt about it. And I have to find this out, but just which company does it. But one of the ways that the Moonies make a ton of money in the United States is, when you go into these grocery store chains, they have like these tiny sushi outlets now all over the
That's
place.
them.
Yeah, well, I have to figure out which company is owned by them, but they own one of these sushi companies that operates inside these grocery store chains. So, yeah, I don't know which one they operate though, but yeah, they definitely do that.
See, yeah,
Crazy.
you learn something new every day. You come back here.
Yeah. And Polite pays a lot of attention to you.
Hmm.
Polite pays a lot of attention to you.
Mm. Goodness, still talk about polite. You still there?
Yeah.
Okay, I was just making sure because sometimes these headphones go out.
Hmm.
Yes, you can
Okay.
try some. I'm live.
And I spoke with I spoke with one of his fraud victims at one point. One of the things, if I was a little bit bored but feeling quite feisty, you know,
Mm-hmm.
you know how
Yeah.
that goes. I used to love to go over to Facebook and harass him. Um, and I would leave comments over there, and somebody who was one of his financial fraud victims got in touch with me, and I promised them complete anonymity, so I can't give away any identifying details that Polite, if he heard me talk, which he probably won't, would know who I was speaking about. But he showed me all the transactions and everything like that. And what I can say, because I'm sure many people are doing this, is Polite was having the money that he was getting from these people sent to all these white Instagram quote models. And you know what a lot of these Instagram models are actually
Mm-hmm.
doing. And of the like 5 transactions that I saw, they were sent to like 3 different white females who were Instagram models. So Paulite is
I
completely.
guess after Red Swan told on him, he said he was gonna go on here. He
He's
went and got him a white girl.
well, I mean, I mean, if you're, how do I put this? Okay, like if you're in the trafficking, pimping world or whatever, race is not the thing that it is in the generalized world. You get
Mm-hmm.
who can make you some motherfucking money.
Yeah.
That's just the way it goes. So while he's on social media platform with his I speak 6 languages, power to the people, all this bullshit,
He
and
actually running hoes in the
and
background.
yeah, because remember when a lot of those videos surfaced of him being in the club and he was like dancing and it was like Hispanic and white women and everyone
Mm-hmm.
and everyone was like, oh, look who he actually hangs out with and look what he's actually about. And I was looking at that stuff and I was like, yeah, but this is not political and this is not like, this is just fucking economics. That's all this is about. This is just
Yeah.
economics. You know what I'm saying? And so I find it's like these videos when Umar was at a restaurant once. I think it was actually when he was in Detroit, and the waitress came up to him and he goes, he called her beautiful, and he's like, "Hi, beautiful," and then he told her what he wanted to eat. Everyone was like, "Oh, look at Umar calling the white woman beautiful," or whatever. And what's so hilarious to me is that in all of this conscious centric ideology, that people would actually think that Umar, who is a pervert and a predator, has any preference for the particular type of woman that he can prey upon. Or that, like when he was over in Asia, I was like, yeah, when that camera turns off, he's up in these, you know what I mean? He's up in these actual like sex saunas and all that shit because no one knows who the fuck he is over there. You know what I'm saying? Like, if anybody thinks that Umar Johnson is just fucking with black women, you are crazy. You're totally nuts. Like, they're not understanding what the psychology of this stuff actually is all about. I mean, yeah, he knows who to market himself to. He knows how to more easily victimize certain type of women, but like I never understood that whenever I was watching those videos. I was like, really? Like, this is crazy. You know what I mean?
Hey,
Or
Bennett.
Paulite blocked me on Facebook. I was on his. Yeah, I haven't gone. I have.
Still one of DJ Main says he say on your heels like ankle socks.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I just So when is, because I came on when you'd already started. When is his next appearance in court?
Sounding day is tomorrow morning at 9 a.m.
And what is sounding day?
That's when the prosecution and the defense meet to work out any deals.
Ooh.
Eugene, this your last chance for any chance of seeing daylight before you too old to enjoy it. Well, before you too old before you so old that you really enjoy it. Because old people like sitting down in the sun. Yeah, so if they give you any kind of deal that involve you getting out before like 2,200, would that be realistic? Nah, he ain't gonna get that much.
Yeah, I mean the reasonable advice is to say take the deal, right? But I'm going to give him some other advice. Really push that envelope. Really
Go
just
for it, Polite. We believe in you.
Push it all the way. Because I'm not going to lie, I would love to see, the U.S. Marshals dragging him out of wherever you go to. Because that is what will happen.
Mm-hmm.
The U.S. and the U.S. Marshals will find you.
Nowhere to run to, baby.
Nowhere to hide.
They no longer have a use for you, Eugene. They are not gonna come scoop you up. I don't know what lie that told you to get you to go back to Miami, but yeah. Oh yeah. Speaking of Miami, they moved Trump's case out of Miami. They finna start that. And what else? Biden Jr. pled guilty, and he's getting sentenced soon.
Well, and let me ask you, if they moved this Trump case out of Miami, because I'm not
They had a big old protest down there, remember?
Is that going to take it out of the hands of the judge that it's in now?
I don't think so. I think when that happens, they move the judge, the jury, the prosecutor, everybody. This
Yeah,
is
because
Florida we talking about. They took everybody up the when Ted Bundy was. They moved everybody.
and this is
All of
federal, and the federal system works different than the state. That's why I asked about whether that means they keep the judge on it or not.
them.
Yeah,
Republicans involved with Ted Bundy
the
because he
feds.
had escaped from Colorado.
Well, it's funny.
Everybody had their hands in that pie.
Yeah, and Ted Kaczynski just died, and it's funny because I was watching a
Yeah.
video last night, and I was thinking about it, and I was thinking of this parallel when it was going. Everyone's always like, Umar is so intelligent and all of this kind of stuff, and which someone like myself doesn't think that's necessarily the case. But I was thinking to myself last night in bed, so was Ted Kaczynski.
Mm-hmm. And
You
he
know what I
still
mean?
is.
Like,
But
yeah.
we have a guest appearance. Somebody wanted to say something to Polite.
Oh,
In my heart of hearts, that's what I really want to tell you. But for the sake of a speedy trial, go for it, Eugene.
yeah.
Go for it, Eugene. You can do it.
You can break free. Wow.
I want to pay for the Freedom of Information Act to get the camera, to get the body cam footage of cops when you make a run for it. Come on, Eugene. We know you got one good one left in you because you sure as hell ain't went live. You put up a video at a club. If you was in the club, you was sitting in the corner booth crying. I'm gonna go to jail.
Well, I have noticed lately that, I mean, his face always looks a little bloated, but his face has looked a little more bloated lately.
No, Risley, it's not 2020. No, Bennett, it's not 2023, baby. It's 2020. It's not 2024, baby. It's 2023. That thing is in 9 days. No, it's a day before. It's gonna begin on August 14th. I am not downloading that yet. But yeah. Yeah, basically chilling.
Yeah, what you're saying there, Just, Mr. I'm a descendant, only sounds smart to dumbasses. Yeah, you're right about that. And the other thing that I always feel is that if you're really in like a healthy and like a mentally healthy, intelligent person, then you're able to build and you're able to teach. Like certain people have certain abilities. Umar Johnson has never shown abilities. Like I dissected how all the 6 degrees is just total bullshit. People still believe that garbage. But it's like just being smart. Like Umar just watches YouTube videos and regurgitates what he hears on those. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of that's how these people get the bag or whatever. But like he cannot teach. He's never shown anybody how to build even the smallest, the tiniest of businesses. He doesn't have any solutions for people. So intelligence has to have like a point at which it transforms into something that's actually effective. That's how you know somebody's actually really smart. And there's none of that. And I don't find him to be intelligent. But then again, I'm one of the people that believes Umar Johnson is an entire operation. He's not an individual. He's an operation. I've been watching this long enough to know, and over like 30 years of figuring out how they put these together, I I have my thoughts about who I think is actually behind him, but he's an actual operation. Of
I
all
want to
these
know
people,
at this point who funding Sparrow? Who is still sending these people money? You need your ass beat. If you really believe in these fools, you need your ass beat. At this point, no debate, no discussion, no fight me. If you come to fight me, I'm gonna use everything in my power because I don't tolerate dumb shit. Okay?
well, Sparrow too. Okay, okay, so we don't actually know where he lives now. So
Efficiency, but still, where he getting the money for that? Is he out doing day labor? It showed up. Don't look like it because he ain't getting it from social media. He's been cut off everywhere now.
yeah, I'm wondering where it's coming from. Um, but I will tell you this: once somebody demonstrates themselves publicly to be a user of drugs, they have inserted themselves into the drug world in some way, which means that you have a point of connection. I wouldn't be surprised if he's pushing enough to keep the lights on, enough to
Fall back to
pay
what you know.
pay for what little addiction he has and to keep the lights on. Because you
Mhm.
don't have to push a lot to do that. And
Oh,
remember
yeah.
the last woman that was he was in his apartment with was a stripper. And I'm not saying this to malign strippers, but that's also a part of that world. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? If you go to a city where you don't have a drug connect and you need some drugs, who do you go find? You go find a stripper or somebody that's working in the sex or somebody that's working in the sex work field.
Mhm. A submarine went down to find the Titanic and take a tour, I guess, and now it's missing. It has 40 hours of 40 hours of air left. It ain't funny. But it's like, damn, it's like a billionaire and two millionaires own the daggone submarine that went down to go take a tour of the Titanic. Um, yeah.
What
Billionaire
is
explorer and prominent Pakistani father and son duo.
so Jaded says Umar got his organized naps cut today. I have to ask this for clarification. Is he
Oh,
insinuating he got a hair?
I have to correct myself. It wasn't a billionaire and a millionaire. It was a billionaire and a father son billionaire duo.
I heard something about this last night, but I was hearing it like in the ethers behind me. What's going on with the submarine thing?
Okay, so it says a billionaire father and son duo, a wealthy explorer, and a diver with decades of experience exploring the Titanic are among the five people on board the submersible that has disappeared en route to view the world's most famous shipwreck. Authorities said the small vessel, roughly the size of a minivan, was carrying five people when its mothership lost contact with it on Sunday morning, about 1 hour and 45 minutes into its descent to explore the Titanic wreckage. While the name of those on board have not been released by the authorities, British businessman Hamish Harding, Pakistani billionaire Shahzada Dawood, and his son Sulaiman Dawood and French diver Paul Henry Nagiole have been confirmed to be on board the craft. The fifth person on board is Stockton Rush, the CEO and founder of the company leading the voyage, OceanGate, according to a source with knowledge of the mission plan. OceanGate did not respond to CNN's request for comment. Harding, who has an impressive list of extreme expeditions under his belt, is based in the United Arab Emirates and is a trained jet pilot. He is the chairman of Action Aviation and Aircraft Brokerage. The company said in a statement posted on social media that Harding was on board the submersible. He
Oh.
made headlines in 2019 for being part of a flight crew that broke the world record for the fastest circumnavigation of the globe via both poles. In 2020, Harding became one of the first people to dive to Challenger Deep in the Pacific Ocean, widely believed to be the deepest point in the world's oceans. Last year, he paid an undisclosed sum of money for one of the seats on Blue Origin's space flight. He has also been part of two record breaking trips to the South Pole. In 2016, he accompanied the astronaut Buzz Aldrin when he became the oldest person to reach the South Pole. In 2020, he went there with his son Giles, who at 12 years old became the youngest person to get to the spot. Harding is also a founding member of the Board of Trustees of the Explorers Club, a New York based group that has been involved in many of the world's most prestigious discoveries. Anybody that knows anything about science fiction, murder, horror, mystery books, movies, am I missing any genres? Knows about the Explorers Club out of New York
Wow.
because it's been around for centuries or is it decades?
Hmm.
That's the original expedition to the South Pole or to the North Pole. One of the two. I don't remember
Wow.
right. Mm-hmm.
I'm just not. I'm just not cut like that. I mean, somebody would. If somebody said, if I have to ask, what's the likelihood that I'm gonna die doing this? That's not how I want to spend my money. You know, like
But for
I don't.
all we know, they done created some kind of underwater organization already, and they did that as a cover to slip off. These are billionaires. I'm in conspiracy mode
Ah.
right now.
Well, no, that's what I was gonna ask you. So, what do you think about this? Because I mean, it's
I have
not.
no clue. But hold on, it
It's
ain't done
wow.
yet.
It gets better.
It's long as hell. The day before the vessel went missing, Harding wrote on social media that he was proud to finally announce that I joined Ocean Gate Expeditions for their RMS Titanic mission as a mission specialist on the sub going down to the Titanic. It's just certain things you don't do in life. And the Titanic went down because of shoddy workmanship.
Yeah.
If it was me, I'd have had that submarine tested 50, 11 type of ways. It would have been submerged with nobody in it for 3 days at top, at least 3 days. If it's going down to somewhere like the daggone Titanic. But let's continue.
Yeah, when I was growing up, my father had a fascination with the Titanic. So there were books on the Titanic, picture books, any documentary, anything like that that he could watch about the Titanic. I mean, he was fascinated by that thing.
I mean, think
But
about it. This is how most of the Disney movies start off. Some rich billionaire gets it in their mind to go find something. Everybody thinks they're missing, and while they missing, they go off and find the lost city of gold or some shit.
yeah, and a lot of times there's so much like Elon Musk, he does the weirdest shit ever and just like goes fucking bankrupt and shit. Like he is so arbitrarily eccentric to me that he's just
But
not
you
like a
know what?
real
He was raised wealthy.
ah
He came from generational wealth. Look at
yeah.
Musk and look at Cheeto. I mean, come on.
I don't know much about
Generational
his upbringing.
correlations.
I know he's South African, but what kind of money did he come from? Do you know where it came from?
I don't know, but his dad is a quote unquote businessman like him, from what I
Oh,
remember.
okay, okay.
Because his daddy just had a baby in the last couple of years, if I'm not mistaken. He
Wow.
has children and then flings them out into the world like a bird with her babies, from what I remember.
And that's just, I mean, you know what I mean? That's just gonna be a human being out there who has access to money. It's not going to have a good
Wire
outcome.
banjo music. I mean, it's so many of them that, and not just that family, but other families too. And then they get together, and it's idiocracy in real life.
Yeah, that.
I didn't even realize that Uggs was the freaking shoes. So basically, the movie Idiocracy saved Uggs from going to extinction, what they probably should have been in the first
How did Uggs save? How did Idiocracy save Uggs?
place. When Uggs was just a startup, everybody in the movie Idiocracy is wearing Uggs. Every
That's where Uggs came from?
Yes, the place was
No
about to go
way.
out of business, and they placed the order. Yes.
No way. That's incredible because those boots are really cool. But I'm just not like one of those people who's got to have the thing. You know what I mean? Like, I look at different pairs of them and I'm like, oh, I love these red ones with like the lace tie ups, $269. Oh, no, I think
For,
not.
for
You know?
no,
Yeah.
not Uggs, Crocs.
Oh, Crocs. Oh, God, I hate Crocs.
Yes.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Oh, my gosh.
It was just a little startup, and they was about to go out of business, and then they got a big old order for the movie Idiocracy, which kept
Oh,
them
my
afloat. And
gosh.
Idiocracy went out, and they became popular. So yeah.
Wow.
So the future wears Crocs.
The future wears Crocs. Oh, I must not be the future because I would never, ever be caught dead in a pair of Crocs. No
Basically.
one, no, no, not
Well,
insulting to
I don't want to live
anybody.
in Idiocracy anyway. But
Yeah.
to continue with the article, Shahzada Dawood and his son Suleiman Dawood have also been confirmed to be among the 5 people aboard the submersible. A statement from their family said the duo had embarked on the journey to visit the remnants of the Titanic in the Atlantic Ocean. As of now, contact has been lost with their submersible craft and there is limited information available, the statement added. The Dawoods are a prominent Pakistani business family. Dawood Hercules Corporation, their business is among the largest corporations in the country, with a portfolio spanning energy, petrochemicals, fertilizer, IT, and food and agriculture. The business is headed by the family patriarch Hussein Dawood, with his sons Shahzada and Abdul Samad leading various divisions, and his daughter Sabrina Dawood in charge of the charitable arm of the business, according to the Dawood Hercules Corporation's website.
Wow. Mm. That's
Hold on, it
crazy.
ain't done now. It ain't done yet. Shahzada Dawood is also trustee of the SETI Institute in California, a research organization, and a number of other foundations. Harding said in a social media post on Saturday that diver Paul Henri Nargiole was scheduled to be on the dive with him. The team on the sub has a couple of legendary explorers, some of which have done over 30 dives to the RMS Titanic since the 1980s, including P.H. Nargilo. He wrote in a Facebook post.
Mm. Wow.
Nargilo's family confirmed to CNN affiliate BFM TV that he was aboard the vessel. The diver has decades of experience exploring the Titanic. He serves as the director of underwater research at RMS Titanic Inc., the company that has executive rights to salvage artifacts from the ship. According to his biography, hold on, trial starts. He serves as the director. Yeah, the company has excluded. According to his biography on the company's website, Nargilo completed 35 dives to the Titanic wreck and supervised the recovery of 5,000 artifacts. He spent 22 years in the French Navy, where he rose to the rank of a
Mm.
commander, the website says. David Gallo, a senior advisor for strategic innovate. Hold on. Okay. Advisor to the strategic initiatives at RMS Titanic Inc. and a colleague of Nargilo told CNN the French diver is the best at deep sea searching. He said that everything that can be done is being done. Something we always think about as explorers and scientists. We've always known something like this could happen, and now it's happened. But we're still pretty much in shock. The community is, I hope, has a good ending, he said. A spokesperson for the French Foreign Office said the ministry was not in a position to confirm Nargilo's disappearance. Rush, the CEO and founder of OceanGate, is an experienced pilot and diver. According to the company's social media post, he has previously piloted Titan, the vessel that has gone missing. And that finally is the end of that article. That was kind of long. Yes.
Wow. Well, it doesn't sound promising that they'll be discovered
For all
alive.
we know, this is a publicity stunt. They're going to be found in some cave that's known to have oxygen.
Oh, Lord. Well, you do think of everything as a possibility. That's not improbable.
I mean, look, hey, everybody was sitting up here talking about it was some kind of conspiracy that the Cash App dude got stabbed. What I told y'all, he was out there looking for trade. And what happened? He was out looking for trade in the middle of the night, and his side girl brother came out there and poked him till he was no more on this plane.
Right. It sounds from like what I've heard about everything. It was kind of like a, not completely, but kind of an honor situation.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was so disgusted, because everyone is talking about like this transfer of the end of the dollar, and by the end of July, none of you will be using cash.
Cash App still running.
And then when they are putting out this total conspiracy theory, which rotates like every year and a half, then the Cash App guy gets killed, and they're like, see, they're destroying it by taking it down.
Relevant.
And I'm like, really? But you know what I've discovered is that there are some people who have been so propagandized, especially on YouTube, and think they're so smart that they can only think in conspiracy theories.
Yeah.
Like they literally cannot think outside of that concentric circle. You know what I mean? And so when they were circulating that, I was like, come on. And I mean, I don't want to be rude or anything like that, but I mean,
real life out the window and just base everything on videos they've seen.
Yeah, and they're
on social media.
And they're
writing this stuff get meds that they don't take, right? Because they think they know better than the doctor, but everybody done left them. They in some house and they got the walls covered in tinfoil.
Yeah, and they put that out as part of like their conspiracy, right? But they're also not taking into consideration that like San Francisco is just turned into like I mean,
sex and drugs. Sex, drugs, minus the rock and roll.
Exactly. It's completely fucking lawless. Like it's one of these cities.
Dude just got arrested. He was sitting up there doping people up while they was knocked out.
It's and they don't take these type of
Tenderloin district.
And the other thing I've noticed too is that if anybody is either rich or famous, you do not die a natural death. Period. That's the end of the story with that. If you're rich and if you're famous, you were marked, you were sacrificed, you know what I mean? Like you're in the middle of some.
Tina Turner died in her sleep, but somewhere out here on YouTube, this video talking about she was sacrificed for some other.
Exactly.
Quincy Jones sick right now. That was the other thing. Quincy Jones sick now too.
As if people who aren't in end-stage kidney disease don't die.
Right.
As if people get treated for cancer but somehow live to be 400 years old. Like, what the fuck?
No.
It's crazy.
Right.
but whatever, you know. Well, girl, my phone battery is almost dead. So I gotta get off here. But I was so happy when I saw you today. I was like, oh, she's back. I gotta.
I know, right?
Yeah, yeah.
End of this month, I will be out of town. So get ready for me to pop up somewhere, anywhere. I don't know where yet. First stop is gonna be in the Midwest, probably though. I might have to do Eugene trial date on the road. Who knows? Stay tuned. It's gonna be
And
awesome.
I'm gonna have to send you a Facebook DM because yeah, there's something I want to do for your daughter. I want to be able to send her a graduation gift. So I gotta
Okay.
ask.
Thank you.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Did you see
Cause
the Amazon link?
um yeah, I think it's on your community wall, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
It's on
all right,
my personal page.
okay, all right. That's good. That's good. All right. Well, everybody, have a great day, and I'll see you
You too,
around.
honey.
And I love you, Trip. I'll talk to you later.
Love you too. Let's see. We're gonna check Eugene one more time before we get off of here. It is 4:56 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and it's still showing tomorrow. Nothing's changed. Nothing's changed. So I'll still check it like a time or two tonight just to make sure. But until then, signing out, this is Trip C's Treehouse where it's always swinging. And we're out.